Sam and welcome to my Hisense fridge freezer review. This was delivered to me from AO.com. On the day of arrival I had a text in the morning with a rough estimated time of arrival, and then I was able to track the order more accurately online, so I knew exactly when it was coming. When the guys arrived, they gave me a quick call and said they were outside, which was great. So they delivered the fridge freezer into the kitchen and put it exactly where I wanted it. They were very friendly. They told me everything I needed to know before switching it on, because you do have to leave it for 4 hours before you switch on to let the gas settle. Very friendly, very helpful. Give the drivers a star for that. Okay, so as I said, this is a Hisense fridge freezer. It's got a 198 litre fridge and a 95 litre freezer. It is quite tall. It's 185.4 high, 59.5 wide, and then the depth is 65.4. But it does fit very nicely in our kitchen. So that's great. Right, so let's have a look on the inside. Now the first thing you notice about this fridge freezer is the doors are quite chunky. So they are quite thick. But that obviously helps the A-star energy rating, and it does mean that this has a 16-hour storage failure. So if your electric goes off, it will keep the temperature in the fridge and freezer for 16 hours, so you wouldn't have to worry about any of your stuff going off if your electric ran out for 16 hours, so that's absolutely perfect. So inside, there's a lot of space in there, as you can see. We have an LED display at the top, and it has separate controls for your fridge and freezer in this bit, so they can all be adjusted by just tapping the buttons there on either side. And then also the fridge has a holiday mode, so if you are going away you can put it into holiday mode. You need to hold it down for 3 seconds and then that puts it into holiday mode. Holiday mode means you would need to empty your fridge of any food, and then the fridge would run at 15 degrees. So it wouldn't be cold enough to store anything in it, but it would keep the energy efficiency, and you wouldn't be paying to keep your fridge cold whilst you're away. But it does keep the freezer at its preset, so you wouldn't have to worry about any of your freezer food. So that's absolutely great. And then to take it off, you just tap the button, it goes back to the preset. Also with the freezer, you can change the temperature of the freezer, and then if you hold the freezer button down for 3 seconds, it goes into a super freeze mode. So if you come back with your weekly shop or whatever and you want things to get frozen pretty quickly, you can put it into super freeze. Now this will automatically super freeze for 26 hours and then it will switch back to its normal preset. But if after a couple of hours you think that's enough, you can just tap the button and it'll go back as well. It's got nice bright lights in the fridge, so that's absolutely great. And you've got 3 shelves, and then obviously the top of the salad crisper is an extra shelf as well. If you didn't have the wine rack in, you could take one of your other shelves and put them on the top, so you would gain more space for food that way as well. So the drawers are all movable and everything, which is great. And then the salad crisper is huge, so that's absolutely fantastic. Fit loads in there, and obviously having one big shelf maximises the space in there as well. And it's nice and easy to see what you've actually got in there. On the door you've got 2 shelves, and it came with an egg carrier as well, so that's great. And you've also got your water dispenser there as well. That's a 3 litre water dispenser. We'll come back to that in just a second. So on the bottom shelf you can put your larger stuff on, obviously this side of the water carrier, but it still does fit. Quite surprisingly, I didn't think it would. It will still fit a 1 litre bottle underneath the water carrier that side as well, so it's quite good. You can fit quite a bit in there. Now the water dispenser is 3 litres, like I say, and then it's got a removable top to fill it. It's not the easiest thing to fill. I made the mistake when I first got it of filling it and then slotting it into there, because this all comes out for washing. I did that and ended up with water all over the floor, so you kind of need to put it in its place first and then fill from the top. Now you can either fill from this little hole and a jug, like I have here. It's quite simple to fill, but you can also take off the whole of the plastic top here, so all this just lifts off, and then it's much easier to fill as well, so you can take all that off and then just pop that one back in. like I say, that's 3 litres, so plenty of water there for everyone to have a drink. If we shut the door, we can have a look at the water dispenser. Now, it has a handy lock on it so that you can't get water out when it's locked. So if the children try and sort of play around with it, they don't get water all over the floor. If we just unlock it, show you. So lovely, fresh, cool water. And then if you lock it, you can't actually get any water out, which is great. So that's my favourite feature, is the water dispenser on the front, and it comes with a cool little drip tray as well. Okay, let's have a look in the freezer. Now this machine runs at 42 decibels, so it's quite quiet, which is lovely. And it has a fantastic, easy approach shelf. So you can just pull that out and slide it in, so it's great for pizzas, ice creams, and then obviously your ice cubes and things like that. Again, that's what I absolutely love that. This can just be pulled out. Then you've got 3 big, decent sized drawers. Even the bottom one's pretty huge. What I really like about this is if you take the drawers out, there's actually glass shelves in between each of the drawers. Now, I've never had this on any other freezer I've had, but it's really handy. There's even one at the top there. So if at Christmas you've got large pieces of meat to put in and things like that, you can take the drawers out and just use the shelves, so you'll gain more space that way as well. And if you wanted to take a couple drawers out and one of the glass shelves out, then you could fit a huge turkey and things on there. So that's really, really handy. And then also, if you want to wash these drawers, you wouldn't need to worry about any food you had in the freezer, because it could just be placed on the shelf whilst you washed all your drawers out and things like that. So that's a really handy feature. So yeah, absolutely love that. Really love the easy approach. And as you can see, the freezer's got a 4-star energy rating on there as well, which is absolutely great. So I would say I give this fridge freezer a 9 out of 10. I'm not giving it quite the 10 out of 10 because unfortunately, if you leave the door open, it doesn't have an alarm. So you don't know if you've left the door open. It doesn't make a sound. It just sort of fires up again when it gets too warm in there with the door open. So that is a real shame. It would have been really nice to have an alarm on the door. But other than that, I absolutely love this fridge freezer. So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.